Okay, so today's class is going to be a little bit of everything. So I like classes with a little bit of everything. So we will get upside down, you know, whatever you want, shoulder stand, headstand, handstand. We'll do a little arm balancing, we'll do spine strengthening, we'll do core strengthening, standing postures, balancing. We're gonna do a little bit of everything. So we're actually gonna start on our back today so we can get right into the hamstrings. So go ahead and lay down, have your strap handy. If you have a strap or want a strap, you can put a little loop in it. And you can take, right at first, just to connect with our breath, two choices. You can take Supta Baddha Konasana or butterfly legs. If you want to get into the hips, you can bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall open. If that's too much or feels uncomfortable, feel free to just extend the legs long and let the feet fall open. So it should be a pretty relaxed position for you. And then go ahead and rest the arms alongside the body. And we're going to take 5 deep breaths here. So inhale through the nose, fill all the way up, and just pause at the top, maybe a little extra sip of air. And this first one, just let it go through the mouth. Just connecting and settling into our space. Now begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Close the lips and start to lengthen each inhale and each exhale, smoothing them out. Relax the jaw, relax the forehead. Couple more breaths in this position. Try to let the belly expand, let the chest fill and rise on the inhale. And then at the bottom of the exhale, try to empty out all the air by gentle contraction to the core, drawing the belly button back toward the spine. And then one more breath here. Make this one your longest, fullest, and smoothest. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. If the legs are in butterfly legs, extend the left leg long on the mat and then draw the right knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the right knee and then draw the right knee off to the right around the ribs and up toward the right shoulder. Draw your elbows in, so we're using a little bit of bicep strength here. Flex all 10 toes back toward both knees so you feel a compression in your right hip flexor. Take one more breath here. Relax the grip on the knee, bring the knee back towards center, and then extend the leg up toward the sky. Now here's where you might want to take your strap and just place it around the sole of the foot. Okay, if you can't reach the foot, this is a great place for the strap. Strap might not be necessary. So from here, go ahead and just start to walk the hands up the strap, but keep your ankle right over your hip, and then flex the foot back toward the knee. And then just point the foot up toward the ceiling. And then a couple more of those. Flex and point. One more. Flex and point, and then come back to just a neutral foot. Now from here, walk the hands a little bit further up the strap and take your shoulders off the floor. Okay, bring the forehead as close to the knee as possible. So you should feel your core firing up here. So a little core activation looks good, everyone. Okay, now bring the shoulders back down onto the floor. Take your strap into your right hand or take your foot into your right hand. Extend your left arm to the left and extend your right leg to the right. Now the key here, getting into the inner thighs, is that our left shoulder and our left hip are glued to the floor. So try to avoid rolling off to the right. And then come back towards center. Take your strap into your left hand. You can keep your legs straight or you can take it to 90 degrees and just guide your leg across your body. Extend your right arm to the right. So you're getting a little spinal twist here. As much as you can, try to keep your right shoulder glued onto the floor. So this is a nice spinal twist. You're also getting into your IT band, the outside of your right leg here. Now come back towards center. Release the strap from the foot and extend the right leg long on the mat. We're going to draw that left knee in toward the chest. Interlace the fingers around the knee. Now take your knee to the left around the ribs and then up toward the left shoulder. Draw your elbows in and down. So we're using bicep strength here. Flex all 10 toes back toward both knees and squeeze it in nice and tight so we feel a compression in our right hip flexor. Complete the exhale. Bring that left leg back towards center. Extend the left leg up toward the sky. Optional to take your strap and wrap it around the bottom of your foot here. Or you can hold on to your left foot, starting to walk your hands up the back of your leg, maybe up toward your ankle. Now flex and point. 2 more times, flex, just warming up the calf, stretching out the ankle, point. 1 more time, flex, point. Good, and then continue to walk your hand up the strap, bring those shoulders off the floor, maybe touch the forehead toward the knee. Okay, so even if you can't touch the forehead toward the knee, I want you to feel a nice compression in your core. Take another breath here, and release. Take that strap into the left hand, extend the right arm long on the mat, palm faces down, open the leg to the left. So feel a nice stretch in your left inner thigh. Keep your right shoulder and your right hip glued to the mat as much as possible. Bring that leg back towards center. Switch out the grip on the strap. So into your right hand, extend your left arm to the left, and then bring that left leg to the right. You can keep it straight or you can bend it. So if you don't have a strap and your leg is bent, you'll just take that hand onto the knee, little spinal twist here. Okay, and then come back towards center, and then draw both knees into the chest. Place the toes, heels, ankles, and knees side by side, and start to wrap the arms around the legs. So maybe this means we reach opposite hand toward opposite wrist, maybe toward opposite elbow, and work toward getting the tailbone down onto the floor, the small of the back flat to the floor, the shoulders on the floor. So now we have a deep compression in both hips, and release. Roll 3 times the length of the spine. So a little massage on your spine. Take it with control, use a little core strength. After your 3rd roll, just cross over the ankles, and we're gonna come into a tabletop position. That feels really good. Okay, so in tabletop position, go ahead and stack the shoulders over the wrists, stack the hips over the knees, spread the fingers wide, middle finger pointing straight toward the front of the mat. So you really wanna make contact, a little clawing action with your fingertips so the hands are really active, and then we're going to start to warm up the spine. So from here, inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift through the crown of the head for cow pose, and as we exhale, we're going to round the spine. So draw the tailbone down toward the mat, bring gaze toward navel center, lift and separate shoulder blades. Again, inhale, try to work with the breath here. Take the entire length of the inhale and exhale, round into cat, and the entire length of the exhale to make this movement. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round into cat. Get real nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale. At the pace of your own breath, exhale. Come back to tabletop position. Little spine strengthening here. We're going to come into spinal balance. So we're going to balance on the right knee and the left hand, extend the right arm long and the left leg straight out behind. Okay, to the best of the ability, 1 long line from fingertips all the way back through the toes. All 5 toes of the left foot point down toward the mat. Keep the head in line with the spine so we're not throwing the head back or dropping it down, and then really engage through the core. So draw the belly button back toward the spine, nice and tight. And then we're going to take a quadricep stretch. So bend the left leg, reach that right hand around for the foot, get a grip on the foot, and then start to press the foot into the hand and reach through the crown of the head. So to help us with our balance, we keep a continuous steady gaze down on the floor in front of us. Good. Extend back to spinal balance first, so nice and controlled. Release, tabletop position. We'll take it on the other side. So extend the left arm forward, right leg back. Take the 5 toes of the right foot and face them down to the floor. Good, 1 long line from fingertips all the way back through the ball of the foot, head in line with the spine. Nice and engaged through the core, and bend that right leg. Take the foot from the inside, and then start to kick the foot into the hand and lift through the crown of the head. Complete the exhale. Extend back to spinal balance with control. Nice long reach, tabletop position. Excellent. Tuck all 10 toes under, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up, release the heels down toward the mat. So from here, start to pedal the feet, find some movement in downward facing dog. Good, we want the hands nice and spread. Good, head nice and relaxed. Good. You should be able to just wobble the head. Continue to breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Feet are right in line with the hips. And then the heels, good adjustment, heels are disappearing behind the toes. One more breath. All right. On the next inhale, lift the right leg high and hold here. All 5 toes pointing straight down, 2 hips in one line. So the right hip is not hiking up to lift the leg. We're using hamstring strength to lift the leg a little bit higher, keeping the hips level. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale. Bring knee to touch nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Good. 2 more times. With the breath, inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Building some heat in the core. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, low lunge. Take the knee to the nose. Lightly step the right foot between the hands. Good. Stack that right knee right over the right ankle. And then nice long spine. So one line from the crown of the head all the way back toward the heel. So this will usually mean lifting the chest so it's not completely draped over the quadricep. Okay, we're gonna step onto the right foot and bring the left foot to meet the right. We're gonna come into ragdoll, so a gentle forward fold. Bend the legs a lot, rest the torso on top of the knees, take opposite hand toward opposite elbow, and let the arms dangle, let the head dangle. Again, you can find movement here if you'd like to sway side to side. So in this posture, we're focusing more on spinal length than hamstring length. So not a lot of pressure in the hamstrings. We'll get into a little more hamstring stretching in our next forward fold. Come back towards center. Release the hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. So come up to a flat back. Hold here. Head in line with the spine. So one long line from the crown of the head all the way through the tailbone. If we need a block to put our hands on, or we can rest them on the shins, or we can rest them on the quadriceps. Avoid the knees, please. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, focusing more on hamstring length now. So it's okay if the legs are not quite straight, but we're working in the direction of straight legs. Take another breath here. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Back to monkey pose. Pause here. Extend the arms straight out so they're parallel with the floor. All right, keep the head in line with the spine. Core nice and engaged. On the next inhale, tall mountain rise all the way up. Good. Encircle the left wrist with the right hand. And then we're gonna bring the big toes to touch, little space between the heels. We're gonna side bend to the right. So go ahead and come all the way over and then keep this left shoulder in line with the left hip. So try to avoid hunching forward and instead keep a nice long side. So Margaret, switch out the grip of your hands. Other hand around your wrist. Yeah, good. And then you can get a little extra pull here. Okay, come back to center, switch it out. Left fingers around right wrist, and side bend to the left, to the right, to the left. So stretching through the right side. Right shoulder right in line with right hip. And then don't forget about the core here. So core is nice and engaged. We're lifted through the chest. Shoulder in line with hip. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Pull the elbows down, lift through the chest, expand. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, come all the way down. Inhale, monkey pose, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now plant the hands on the mat and step back to plank pose. Pause here in plank, check in with alignment. So shoulders right over wrists, hips, feet right in line with hips. Good, take another breath. Complete the exhale, hold here. Okay, tap that right knee to the mat. And left, and right, and left. Keep going for 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to plank. Okay, shift forward onto the toes, look forward past the front of the mat. Keep the elbows in by the ribs and slowly, slowly lower all the way down. Good. Beautiful, Michelle, nice control. Okay, elbows stay in, keep the hands right where they are. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift, peel the chest off the floor, hold here. Now try to keep the height as much as we can. You're probably gonna come down a little bit. Lift the hands for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Ooh, that's a good one. Press up, tabletop or plank, your choice. And then back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale that left leg high. So back to three-legged dog. Hold here. Left toes pointing down toward the floor. 2 hips in one line. We're gazing back toward the right toes. Keep the hips in one line. Just use the strength of the hamstring to lift that heel a little bit higher. And then knee to nose. Round, curl, contract the core. Inhale, three-legged dog. 2 more times. Exhale, curl. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose and step through, low lunge. Okay, extend, nice long, low lunge. Good, looks really, really nice. Head in line with the spine. And we're gonna step onto that left foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high, tall mountain. One more warm up here before we go into our sun salutations. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the hands. Press the fists down toward the floor. Start to lift the chest, lift the chin, and then hinging at the hips. Come forward. Forward fold with chest expansion. To the best of your ability, start to press the palms of the hands toward one another. It's okay if they're not touching yet. Just a nice stretch for the chest, nice stretch for the shoulders. On the inhale, halfway lift, so we'll release the hands. Come into monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the floor. Inhale, step back, plank pose. And then exhale, this time your choice, to the floor or chaturanga. We come halfway down. Hold it, arms at 90 degrees, elbows in. Inhale, up dog. So flip your feet and start to straighten through the arms. Good, really nice. And back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. All right, let's flow. We're gonna do 5 rounds of sun salutations. So just to get the heart beating, blood pumping, look forward toward the front of the mat and step or float the feet all the way forward. Forward fold as we exhale, work breath to movement. Inhale, tall mountain. And this time on our exhale, we're gonna come all the way back to forward fold. Hinge at the hips, reach through the fingertips, all the way down. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway down. Always option to come all the way down. Flip over the feet. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Try and come back to a controlled and steady breath when we return to downward facing dog. Inhale, step or float forward. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high, tall mountain, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. This time, exhale, your choice. Step or float back through chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Make these sun salutations work for you and where your body's at today. Inhale. Exhale, you can always feel free to rest in child's pose if you'd like. Inhale, step or float forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Take the length of the inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Hinge at the hips. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Step or float forward, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise high, tall mountain, inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, monkey pose. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Lower halfway or all the way down. Awesome. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, and this is going to be our last round of sun salutation. So look forward, inhale, step or float. Forward fold, exhale. Tall mountain, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna do a little resting work. So take your right leg high, get to slow the breath down. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. So we're in a wide-legged low lunge. Good, release the left knee down onto the floor. You can stay here, or you can come down onto the forearms. To the best of your ability, draw the right knee toward the right shoulder. So you're gonna get real active here in the left inner thigh, big stretch for the hip. Exhale here. And come back up onto the hands if we're not there already. And bend that left leg. Take the right hand around, reach for the foot, and start to draw the left heel toward the hips. Gentle release, try not to slam that foot down onto the mat. Good, and then heel toe your right foot back towards center. Lift the left knee off of the floor. Get nice and strong and steady through the legs, and then very slowly with control, rise up crescent lunge. So lifting the arms up overhead. Try to stack the wrists right over the shoulders, shoulders right over the hips. Good, nice and active through the hands. Slight spiral of the pinky fingers in. Beautiful, looks really nice. Good crescent lunges. Take another breath. All right, inhale here, and then exhale, warrior two. So plant that left heel down onto the floor. Extend the arms so they're parallel with the floor. Good, palms face down. Excellent. Right knee stays right over that right ankle. If you find that the right knee is coming in, just get really active in the right glute there. Good. And then really to the best of your ability, press that outer edge of that left foot down onto the mat. Take another breath here, just building some heat in the legs. Nice, soft, steady gaze across the front fingertips. Keep that gaze steady and the breath steady. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand is gonna come down onto the left leg. Right arm up and back. So it's a side stretch, not a back bend. So try to really reach back toward the back of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Take that left heel off the floor. Inhale, step back plank. Exhale, chaturanga optional. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. This is where you can keep the flow of your practice going if you want, but you do not have to. Take chaturangas in between our postures. Inhale and exhale. Other side, so left leg lifts, little active rest here on this side. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Okay, and then take that right knee down onto the floor. You can stay up on the hands if this is enough of a stretch, or you can come down onto the forearms or a block. Now, stay really active in the legs, so instead of just hanging out here, draw the left knee toward the left shoulder. Really nice, strong inner thigh here. Complete the exhale. And come back up onto the hands. Bend the right leg. And then reach that left hand around to the inside of the left foot, or the right foot, sorry. You can look back at the toes if you'd like, or you can of course look forward if that's more comfortable. And then just take this to the edge of your own stretch. So very gently pulling that right heel in so you feel a nice stretch in your quadricep and your hip flexor. And gentle release. Try not to let that foot slam onto the floor. Then we're gonna heel toe the left foot back toward the center of the mat. Strong low lunge. Driving that chest forward, keeping the gaze steady with control. Start to lift those arms off the floor. Come all the way up. So really reaching through the fingertips and then just sinking into the hips to the best of our ability, getting a nice 90-degree angle in that front leg. Right heel is right off the floor, stacked over the ball of the foot. Take another breath here, building heat in the legs, little balance going on here as well. Keep that gaze steady. And then moving into warrior two. Right heel comes to the floor. Extend the arms long. Good, palms face down. All right, you're gonna want a longer stance on this side so that you're, yes, perfect. Good. Tighter side. Good, and then soft gaze across the front fingertips. Beautiful, really nice. One more breath, warrior two. Steady the gaze, steady the breath. And then come all the way down, low lunge. Step back plank. Oh, I forgot our reverse warrior. We'll get to that. Lower chaturanga. upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. All right, let's just flow one time through. So inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge with the inhale. Rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Step back plank chaturanga, optional. Lower halfway down or all the way to your mat. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. And you can take your time moving through these postures. We're gonna hold reverse warrior on this side since we missed it last time. So big stretch in your left side. You can have your hand resting on the leg, just not a lot of weight, no pressure on that knee. And then don't let that left knee buckle in. So continue to pull it toward the left pinky toe. And low lunge. Step back plank. Inhale, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, go ahead and look toward the hands. Walk your hands back just like an inch maybe. Come up high on the heels. And then get those shoulders right over the wrists. So kind of bob yourself forward, get a little momentum. Come back, bend those legs, and then jump through. Good, good, good. That takes a lot of time and practice. Good. That's good height. It's awesome. All right. Grab a drink, wipe the sweat. Hot yoga. Feels good. It's good. It's just slippery. Feels good. All right, so we're gonna do some fun core work. All right, so we'll just start out in boat pose. So option here in boat pose, we can hold onto the backs of the legs. We can extend the arms forward, palms face up. We can have the legs bent. We can straighten the legs. Most important though is just to keep the chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. So this is not boat, this is boat. Good, hold here. 2 more breaths. Try to keep your breaths nice and long and smooth, even in the challenge. Keep your mind steady. All right, inhale. Exhale, stretch pose. So extend the legs long, feet or heels and shoulders come to hover. Ooh, my core needs some work. I'm shaking already. That's a good thing. Boat pose, inhale. And stretch pose, exhale. Keep going. Boat, stretch. Boat, stretch. Okay, now hug your knees into your chest. We're gonna work on core stability. So this time we roll back. Boat pose, find it with control. Pause, boat, roll. Good. See if you can find that moment where you're just boom, nail it, roll it back. Keep going. Okay, last one, hold boat. All right, now take your hands, arrow mudra. So interlace the fingers, release the index fingers, cross over the thumbs, and then separate the legs. Keep the legs lifted, lower down just so the shoulders hover. Good, and pulse, pulse. Just lift those shoulders off the floor. Just bonus, we're getting a little inner thigh stretch, we're getting hip flexor strengthening, core strengthening, obviously, for 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come up and come all the way to high cobra pose. So we're gonna stretch the hips and stretch the core. So you're just gonna walk your feet back and you can let your thighs rest toward the floor this time, as opposed to upward facing dog, which is this. Cobra pose is this. All right, now soft bend in the elbows so you don't look like me, hyperextending, okay? And then head in line with the spine, really reaching through the crown of the head, stretching through the core, stretching through the hips. Good. All right. Tuck those toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Reconnect with the breath. If you lost the rhythm of the breath, try to even it out, smooth it out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. We're going to be adding on some balancing poses here. So inhale, crescent lunge, rise up nice and slow. We're going to balance onto the right foot. So step forward, sweep the arms back, and lift that left leg off the floor. Point all 5 toes down toward the floor. Now really engage tightly through the triceps and reach the fingertips back toward the heel. Keep the chest lifted. Head is in line with the spine. Good, alignment looks really good, all of you guys. Take another breath. Now our release, nice and controlled, is airplane lunge. So very lightly step that left foot back. Good. So yeah, continue to engage through the triceps here, and then inhale, crescent lunge. So we don't even move through the legs, we just lift the arms up, and warrior 2. Inhale, 5-pointed star. So both toes point out, heels come in, arms reach up, palms face out, shoulders relax. Bring the hands to the heart. Keep the knees tracking toward the toes and come into prayer squat. So nice low squat here. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders lowered. Good. Continue to hold for another breath. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Right back to where we were, straighten the legs. Now bring your heels behind your toes. Hinge forward at the hips, reach through the fingertips, and forward fold. Standing straddle splits. You can take the hands either underneath the shoulders, you can wrap them around the ankles. Most importantly though, there's no tension in the neck, so check in again that we can wobble. Yes, no. Head is heavy, like a big bowling ball. Keep the quads engaged so we're not overstretching the hamstrings. So when you look at the kneecaps, they should be lifting up. And another breath. Little inversion here, head is below the heart. Slow down that breath in this active resting pose. Inhale, rise high, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Good, inhale, reverse warrior, and we're gonna balance again, half moon pose. So stepping onto the right foot, we're gonna lift that left leg off the floor. This time our hips are open and stacked, as opposed to in line with one another. Good, and we can always use a block here if we need a block for a little extra height. Good, and then that left arm is straight up. Beautiful, good adjustment. One more breath, inhale. The exhales are released and lightly step back into low lunge. Good, inhale, plank, optional chaturanga. You can always just meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Nice, long, slow exhale. Let's balance on the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step through, low lunge with control. Try and not drag that foot. Inhale, crescent lunge. Take your time getting into the pose. Find the pose first when we're flowing. And then exhale, airplane pose. Step onto that left foot. Sweep the arms back. Square the hips so both hips are facing the floor. All 5 toes of the right foot are facing the floor. Reach the fingertips back toward the heel. Engage through the triceps. You should feel your triceps working really hard. Keep that chest nice and lifted. Our release is airplane lunge. So lightly step back. 45-degree angle in the torso. Gaze is nice and steady out in front of the mat. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. We don't even move the legs. Just lift the arms. Warrior 2. Just gonna find the pose first. Okay, just flowing through this inhale, reverse warrior in preparation for half moon pose, balancing on the left foot. So just take all the weight to the left foot, lift that right leg off the floor, take left hand to a block or the floor, stack your hips, and then start to reach that right arm straight up, palm faces out. Good, and then you can play with your balance by moving your gaze. The most steady gaze for our balance is down on the floor, an unmoving spot. If you want to, you can always lift the gaze up toward the fingertips. You'll immediately see how it changes your balance. Inhale, exhale, low lunge. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. All right. And do one more standing balancing pose on one foot. Look forward toward your hands. Step or float your feet forward. If you have a healthy low back, bring the big toes to touch, little sliver between the heels so sides of the feet are parallel with sides of the mat. Inhale, chair pose, sink low, arms high, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Get low, weight back in the heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes. All right, sweep the arms back, airplane chair, and lift the heels. So working some strength into the calves. Squeeze those triceps, keep the chest lifted. Okay, heels release, arms reach up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane chair. And this time, inhale, chair, and continue all the way up, tall mountain. Bring hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. One more grounding breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Vrikshasana, tree pose. We're going to balance onto the right foot. We're going to bring that left foot either to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Avoid the knee. You can use your hand to assist your foot if you'd like. Okay, so really ground down through that right foot. Spread the toes nice and wide. And then draw the tailbone down, engage through the core, lift through the chest, lower through the shoulders. A couple choices. You can bring hands to heart center. This is really grounding and steadying. You can reach the arms up high. You can take hands into reverse prayer. Whatever you're needing in your body today. Most importantly, steady the gaze. And since tree pose is a nice grounding pose, steady the breath. Try and slow it down. Keep your focus single pointed, okay? Nothing else to do here or now except balance and breathe. 3 more breaths. Last inhale. Our exhale is mountain pose. Left foot meets right, arms extend down toward the floor. And vinyasa, if you'd like. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Look forward to the front of the mat. Step or float forward, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. I won't make you do those chairs again. So inhale, rise up, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to balance on the left foot now. So right foot comes to ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Take your time getting into tree pose. Check in from the ground up. Toes are nice and wide. Tailbone's drawing down. Quad is engaged. Kneecaps lifting up. Chest is lifted. Shoulders are lowered. You can take the same or a different arm variation on this side, your choice. Relax the jaw, relax the forehead. Find a single place to gaze. Last inhale. Really nice focus, everyone. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Last vinyasa if you'd like to take it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, shift forward to plank pose and lower down onto the belly. Okay, a little spine strengthening here. Take your feet out to mat distance wide. Arms extend straight off to the side. Palms face down. And And then on the inhale, we're gonna peel everything off the chest, or off the floor. The chest peels off the floor, everything lifts. Try to get the hands to the height of the crown of the head if possible, and really press back through the balls of the feet so you feel your glutes engage, your hamstrings engage, your calves should be working. And again, head stays in line with the spine, so as we lift, we don't throw the head back, just keep it to the height of the flexion of the spine. All right, one last push here, bring the feet to touch, hands come into arrow mudra, squeeze and reach for 3, 2, 1, release, right ear to the mat, rest. Just feel the heart beating. Slow the breath. And just one more spine strengthener. So bring the chin to the mat, and this is gonna get our back bend in here as well. So floor bow pose, bend both legs. Reach around for the feet or the ankles. Try to bring the knees back in line with the hips. Press the feet into the hands and start to lift everything off the floor. Keep the head in line with the spine. So once again, we don't throw the head back. We just keep reaching through the crown of the head. As much as we can, we start to draw the knees toward one another. So knees stay in line with the hips. Try to avoid splaying out the legs. Takes a lot of inner thigh strength. Good, building some flexibility in the back as well. Nice opening for the shoulder. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release, opposite ear to the mat. Take your left ear to the mat. Arms rest alongside the body. Breathe slowly. Inhale. Exhale. All right, and then just come all the way up to a seat. All right, so I guess I did promise an arm balance, but since we're all so slippery and wet today, I'm gonna take a very, not easy, but basic arm balance. We're gonna take scale pose. All right, scale pose is the easiest if you can take half lotus or full lotus. If you can't though, you can always take easy pose. It's just a lot more challenging, all right? So if you can, try to get into half lotus or full lotus, a little extra support here for the legs. All right, and then we're gonna bring our hands right next to the hips, and we're gonna come into scale pose. So it takes a lot of core strength. You really want to pull up on Mula Bandha, your root lock, so engage pelvic floor, and then draw the belly button back toward the spine, so you have a nice tight core. And then you're just gonna lift your hips off the floor. Good. A nice tight engagement of the core. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. All right. Maybe not easy, but basic. Basic, because I promised an arm balance. I can just imagine crow pose being a slippery mess. All right. Okay, we're going to take, just before we wrap it up, pigeon pose. Nice stretch for the hips. So just in preparation for pigeon, don't worry, we're not getting back on our feet, but come into downward facing dog. All right, lift that right leg high, and then bring the right knee toward the right wrist, right toes toward the left wrist. Extend that left leg straight out behind. You can tuck the toes under or take the foot flat to the floor. And then just first use a little spinal strength here. So to the best of our ability, try to get the shoulders right over the hips. Maybe a little back bend here. Okay, you should feel your spine working. And then we'll take resting pigeon. So come forward, you can rest your head on your hands, a block, the mat. All right, come back up onto the hands. You're gonna keep your right leg where it is, and you're just gonna slide that left leg around. We're gonna take cow face pose. Okay, so I'm gonna stack that left leg on top of the right to the best of our ability, okay? Most importantly though, the sitting bones are grounded on the floor. If you need a block to prop yourself up, feel free to use that. If the leg is way up here, no worries, okay? It just takes time, flexibility in the hips. All right, so we're working the knees toward stacked. Now, for cow face arms, I'm gonna take that right arm up and over, left arm behind. Now, if the shoulders are really tight, you can take your strap, and you can hold onto your strap. You can start to walk your hands up the strap. If you don't need the strap, we're ultimately working toward a clasp of the hands. Now, we don't take the clasp of the hands if it ends up looking like this, okay? The idea is to have the head in line with the spine. So back off the arms to find the alignment in the spine. That's most important here, keeping the sitting bones grounded. If you're really open in the hips and want to take it further, you can feel free to extend forward, again, keeping the head in line with the spine. And gentle release of the hands. Okay, hold that pose every day. I guarantee you, you will gain flexibility in your shoulders. Just take that left arm across, a little stretch here. I always get a little tight there. Good, all right, downward facing dog. Let's take that on the other side. And take a little pedal and shake if you'd like in downward facing dog. Just whatever you need to prepare yourself for half pigeon. Left leg lifts, left knee comes toward left wrist, left toes come toward right wrist. Okay, so a little spine strengthening here first. To the best of our ability, try to get those hips or the shoulders right over the hips. Maybe a little back bend here. Feel the muscles along the spine working to elongate. And release. You can rest your forehead on a block, the hands, the mat. As we hold the pose, steady the breath as much as possible. A really, really deep stretch for the hips. Last breath. Complete the exhale and then come up onto the hands. Keep that left leg right where it is. You're going to slide that right leg around. Working towards stacking the right knee on top of the left, keeping the sitting bones grounded on the floor. If you can't keep the sitting bones grounded on the floor, you're off like this. Always take a block underneath the hips, get a little more height there. And again, if the knee is not resting on the knee, it's very normal. Okay, so I have pretty open hips, so that's not as challenging for me, but it's okay if your knee's all the way up here. We're just working it in this direction. It takes time to build flexibility in the hips. And then cow face arms, you can take that left arm up and over. I didn't mention this option on the other side, but always the option too to take the right hand on top of the left elbow if you don't have a strap and can't get the clasp. Okay, otherwise you can take a strap. Keep the head in line with the spine, so don't sacrifice the length of the spine for the clasp of the arms. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Release the arms. You can draw that left arm across the body if that feels good. A little stretch. Excellent. All right. Let's take a hamstring stretch in seated forward fold. So extend the legs long. Rock back and forth so you can feel your sitting bones grounding onto the floor. Try to get those shoulders right over the hips. Feet in line with the hips. Toes are nice and active. Quads are engaged, okay? So forward fold is not this. Forward fold is a nice extension of the arms, a nice extension of the spine, okay? So we're reaching toward the toes. It's okay if we don't touch the toes. You can take the hands alongside the body and just start walking them forward. So keep drawing that forehead toward the toes. So we have a nice extended spine, head in line with the spine. So these stretches are very, very active. They're not passive. We're not hanging out. We're working still. We're engaged all through our legs. We're reaching actively through the forehead. If you are pretty flexible and have a grip on the feet, you even use just a tiny bit of bicep strength, drawing yourself forward. So active, active. Last breath. Okay, and release. We're going to take a nice side bend, twist, and hamstring opener. So this is like bonus pose. So bring that right leg off to an angle, left foot to right inner thigh. We're gonna twist, okay? So we're gonna take that right hand to the left knee across the body, and then we're gonna reach the left arm up and over for the right toes. Okay, it's okay if you can't reach the right toes. We want a nice extension of the left side. So even if this means resting that forearm on the floor for a little more support and just reaching up, okay, wherever you are is perfectly fine as long as you're working toward this alignment. So try and avoid hunching, okay? That's not the idea to reach the toes necessarily, it's to stretch the side. Come back up, and then we'll switch sides. So left leg out at an angle, right foot to left inner thigh, left hand to right knee. Okay, so we twist first, shoulders right over the hips, reach that right arm up and across. Okay, so maybe we reach the toes, maybe we don't. Yep, so reach your left hand to your right knee. Yeah, and then your left, yep, perfect. Good, yeah, so it's a nice twist. And if we need more support, this feels like too much, you can always rest that forearm on the floor. Maybe that right arm is just straight up toward the ceiling, that's perfectly fine. Okay, and release. All right, so bend both legs, feet flat to the floor. Hallelujah, we're going on to our backs. Very slowly lower down, little core engagement here. All right, and for our, the inversion I promised in class, we're gonna take shoulder stand. If you'd like to take another inversion, feel free to do that. I'm gonna walk you through shoulder stand though. So draw the knees into the chest. You're gonna rock those hips off the floor and take your hands to your low back. And then from here, get a nice steady grip. So it's like you're sliding your hands into your back pockets, and then you can start to extend the legs straight up toward the sky. Now key here in shoulder stand to protect your neck is keep the chin away from the chest and the gaze is neutral at the sky. Do not look right or left. You just look straight up toward your toes. If you do feel any discomfort in the neck, please come down out of shoulder stand. Shoulder stand isn't necessarily a pose for everyone, okay? But it has many, many benefits. This is an inversion. The head is below the heart, reversing the flow of blood. We're reversing gravity. This is a natural mood booster as well. Take one more breath in shoulder stand. And slowly lower down. A little short hold there. Keep the knees in toward the chest, and we're just gonna separate the knees and feet for a happy baby pose. You can take a hold of either the big toes or the outer inner arches of the feet and draw that tailbone down toward the floor. Feel free to rock side to side. And draw those knees into the chest. We're gonna take a supine spinal twist. So release the knees to the right and then arms extend long. You can either take goalpost or capital T arms and then look to the left. So we're not done with class yet. So continue to work with the breath. So as you inhale, the belly expands. As you exhale, you contract the core, draw the belly button back toward the spine. This is really good for your internal organs to be twisted and actively breathing into the belly. Draw the knees back towards center and release to the left, gaze to the right. Same thing here. Fill the belly on the inhale and then really actively contract the core on the exhale. Getting the most benefits we can out of our twist. Complete the exhale. And come back towards center. One last final squeeze before Shavasana. Take your time preparing for Shavasana. So we're gonna eventually make our way towards straight legs, about mat distance apart. Let those feet fall open. And then you can bring your arms alongside the body. They don't need to be touching the body. You can extend them away from the body, and then palms are gonna face up. Toes are gonna be nice and soft and relaxed. Your fingers are non-active, so just nice gentle curl. And then again, move around to until you're comfortable. And then to the best of your ability, just find stillness here. Now in Shavasana, we are letting go of the breath. So you can just kind of come back to the natural rhythm of the breath. No force or effort here, as if you were gonna fall asleep. So nice and soft. Start to awaken the body, gently wiggling the fingers and the toes, just taking your time, rolling the wrists and the ankles, reaching the arms up overhead for a full stretch. Big breath in. Let it go. Roll onto the side, cradling the head and the arm, just slow, gentle way to get up. Just take one moment here before we come up to a seat to acknowledge your practice and find gratitude for this time, this space, for this healthy body that can carry us through this amazing, challenging practice. And when you're ready, come all the way up to a seat. We'll close our practice together with one final breath. Let's go ahead and bring hands to the heart. Close down the eyes if you'd like. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Hold it at the top. When you're ready, let it go through the mouth. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. Namaste.